Hello, it is April from Getting Hooker With It. Today I am here to do the Growin Up Book Tag. I was tagged by Morgan Snail Reads. Thank you, Morgan, for tagging me. Let's just jump right in. The first question is, preschool. It's okay to admit it. You're just in it for the pictures. What's your favorite illustrated book? And this one for me, growing up in particular, it was Molly, Whuppie, and the Giant. This tells the story of Molly Whuppie, who is this like brash, sassy, vibrant little girl, and she has to defeat the giant. And she goes on all of these adventures, and the illustrations really, for me, really made it as a kid. There were so many really scary moments for me. There's a portion where she has to walk across this string across these two cliffs, and it made me worry for her every single time, and I just loved this book so much. It was definitely my favorite illustrated book as a kid. Second question is kindergarten, nap time. What's a book that puts you to sleep? And this one was very easy for me to answer. It was Moby Dick. I had to read this for American literature class at Queen's, and I cannot tell you how much I dislike this book. There are chapters upon chapters just about rope. Like, Melville, like how much can you talk about rope? It was too much for me. I wanted the whale to live. I was totally against everything that they were doing, which was obviously, it was a whaling ship. The captain just wanted to kill this one particular white whale, and you're just like, live, whale, please survive. And I couldn't get into this book at all, and that definitely made me fall asleep. The next question is elementary school, recess and story time and jungle gym, so much fun. What is a book or series that's just plain fun? And for me, this one is Bridget Jones's Diary. It's just fun, and I totally relate to Bridget. I am one of those people that, you know, has no real semblance of grace. My husband laughs at me all the time about that, actually. Thanks, Barry. And yeah, it just follows this girl in England, and she's in the publishing world, and she puts herself in all sorts of awkward positions and does all of the wrong things that when it comes to love, like maybe choose the good guy who's actually nice to you. And yeah, I did that for a long time in my 20s, so I kind of get it. It's a good one for like a summer beach read. If you're in need of something light and fluffy and funny, definitely Bridget Jones's Diary will do the trick. The next question is middle school, the awkward and embarrassing years. Yes, with braces, most definitely it is. What's a book or series that you're embarrassed you used to be a huge fan of? I mentioned this in my BookTube newbie tag, but I used to be obsessed with the Babysitters in a way that was probably unhealthy. I exclusively read the Babysitters Club when I was a kid for, I think it was a full year, until my mom was just like, this is too much, you need to expand your horizons, and made me stop reading them and just refuse to buy anymore. So I would say that is slightly embarrassing when you exclusively read one author. How much can you read about Stacy? You know. Number 5, high school. The popular girl, the jock, the nerd, the loner. These are all stereotypes, but people are more than they appear. Who is a character that you initially wrote off as a trope or stereotype but grew to love? This one for me is definitely Amy from Gone Girl. I despised Amy at the beginning of this book. She seemed to be that girl who would just like go along with everything and be the cool girl for her boyfriend, and not ever show that she's pissed off when he comes home extremely late, or not care when he's treating her inappropriately. And I just did not like her at all. And then suddenly I really liked her a lot. There are moments in this book where you hate Amy and then love Amy and then worry about yourself for loving Amy, because she's quite the character. So yeah, Amy is my favorite character with depth. College. Out on your own, forging your own path, making your own schedule. What is your favorite coming of age story? For this, I chose Vivian Daly from the Orphan Train. Now this book follows a little girl named Vivian who is traveling with all of these other orphans on the Orphan Train, which actually did exist and I didn't know about it until this book. So they would stop off at different towns and they would all get off of the train and in each town and hope that someone would take them in. And so she is chosen by a family and she just has a rough go. This girl has a rough go. But there is some romance in this. I don't like romance novels, so don't be put off by hearing, oh, there's romance in it. It's not cheesy, gross romance, because nothing puts me off a book more than cheesy, gross romance. But the romance in this actually really was endearing, and you're rooting for her the entire way, and you really do watch her grow up from this orphan child into her own woman. And I really loved this book. It's beautifully written, and if you haven't read it, I really highly recommend you go and pick it up. Adulthood, taxes and retirement accounts and car payments, oh my. All depressing, but you still have a sense that the world is your oyster. What is a book that's pretty depressing but also has a sense of optimism to it? For this, I chose The Book Thief. I know I keep talking about The Book Thief on this channel and my channel is new, but I cannot stop talking about The Book Thief. It's that good. So this book is set in Nazi Germany and follows Liesel, a little girl. The setting of this childhood for her is fairly horrible. You're in Nazi Germany and you're watching your country kind of go to shit. But what I love about Liesel is her ability to look for the little blessings in life. She comes to this family and doesn't know how to read, and learning how to read is like this bright spark that pulls her through her childhood. And there are all sorts of little moments in this book. At one point she brings in snow for someone who has not been able to see the outdoors for a long time, and she brings in snow to this man and it boosts his morale. And it's all of these little glimpses of hope that she is able to clutch onto that kind of pulls her through. So that was it. That was the tag. I would now like to tag Lauren from Reads and Daydreams and also Richard from Richard Reads. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.